What's up, guys? I don't know if this is working or not. I'm pretty sure it is. Um, I'm basically trying to figure this out right now. I'm sorry. I'm pretty shitty at this. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really just trying to figure this out. Like, straight up. This is really confusing. Um, let's see. I basically wanted to talk about, like, living with schizophrenia. I mean, like, I don't know how it is for other people. It might be really hard. It might not even be hard at all. But for me personally, it is a struggle because of the fact that, like, well, obviously hallucinating isn't fun. I don't think anyone ever wants to hallucinate. Um, and seeing things, man. How fucking, like, crazy this shit is. Like, you're perfectly fine, and then, like, next thing you know, you're, like, seeing some fucking crazy ass shit, and it's like you're freaking the fuck out. Like, there's been like multiple times where I would have anxiety attacks because I would start freaking out about like the shit that I was seeing, and I would take off. I would black out and book it, and I would be gone. And like nobody would even know where I was just because of the fact that like I didn't tell anyone. There's been a couple cases where I've actually ran off on friends. There was one time where I had an anxiety attack in a friend's car on the way to Santa Cruz, I believe. And I had to tell them to pull over. And then next thing I knew, I blacked out. And luckily, one of my friends actually ran after me. Um, well, she was, I guess, an acquaintance at the time. But um, she like booked it and she like followed me. Because I left everything in that car. I left my phone, I left my wallet, I had nothing on me. Um, she actually followed me because she had a phone and shit like that. And plus, like, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna let your friend, like, take off without, like, with no explanation. You're not gonna just let them go. So luckily she followed me. The rest of them, they had to, like, turn around or whatever in the car and basically, like, uh, follow. Well, she called them. Sorry. I'm, like, low-key tired because I haven't slept and it's about to be 2 in the morning and I really can't sleep right now. But yeah, basically like as soon as I was done with my anxiety attack and shit like that and it was all over, um she called them and basically told them where we were so that way they could come get us. But yeah, like having schizophrenia is kind of I don't want to say it's a bad acid trip because everyone always says it's like having a bad acid trip. But in reality, it's not. I mean, like, I told you guys I've tried acid. Don't ever do drugs. Don't do drugs. It's bad for you. But, like, I can't say it's like a bad acid trip, but it is like just living a crappy, like, horror movie scene. It's, it's so shitty. I'm like, you're gonna hear me complain a lot about how I have to deal with living with schizophrenia. Because it's not even me that it affects, but it affects my family. Like, okay, all of you guys know I have a daughter. Um, I've told you guys in previous videos, she's 3. Um, it's hard for me to watch her because, like, I'll be up for 3, 4 days just because of the fact that I can't fucking sleep and I'm hallucinating. and it gets like, it's exhausting, but I can't sleep. And I think it's just mainly because of the fact that I'm fucking too anxious to sleep. And then there are points in times where I will get depressed and shit like that because, like, I'm not in the mood for it. But, sorry, I'm messing with my water bottle. But, like, I'll be up for, like, I mean, like, every now and then, I'll only be up for 2 days if I'm lucky. Because, like, sometimes, like, my body can't take it and I'll only be, like, able to stay awake for 2 days. But there are times where I will be awake for, like, 3, 4 days. The longest I've ever stayed up was, I think, 5 days. And that only happened, like, I can't even say, like, a handful of times. I'd say probably, like, a good, like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe, like, 4 times, maybe. Can't remember. But, like, I'll be up for, like, the most, like, lately is, like, 4 days or whatever. And I can't sleep or anything because I'm hallucinating and all that crap. And it's not fun. It gets really exhausting. So when I do finally fall asleep, like, sometimes it'll be on the 3rd day, sometimes the 4th day, but I'll crash because I'm totally fucking exhausted and I just can't stay awake any longer. And it will get to the point where I'll just crash out and then I'll fall asleep from, like, usually majority of the time that I do crash at 2, I noticed it is during, like, early mornings or, like, the afternoon. So like, any time between, I'd say, like, 7 in the morning to around, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll crash. I'll fall asleep. And I'll just, like, crash out. The majority of times I do crash out, mainly in the mornings, though. At, like, it's usually around, like, 7 or 8 in the morning. Like, once the sun actually comes up and, like, everyone's going to work and crap like that, I'll, like, crash out and I'll sleep until, like, 1 to, like, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it sucks because my aunt that I'm staying with now, I've been staying with her, well, technically, I've been staying with her for, I think, like, 4 months, almost 5. But I've only been here at the house, like, 2 months total because I was in Idaho, like I had said. In my other videos you guys saw, when I was in Idaho with my aunt. But, like, just recently, like, I'm not even, like, dead serious, like, my daughter left to Idaho, 2 days ago, technically. And my aunt just got back yesterday. But, my daughter was here with us for, I think about a month. And it was exhausting trying to watch her. And I tried, like, really hard, but it's exhausting to watch her just because of the fact that, like, I can't get the energy just because I'm so exhausted and tired. And, like, every now and then I'll get, like, a spurt of energy, but that's mainly only because I get, like, an adrenaline rush from being anxious. So I'll be able to go play with her and stuff like that. But it is exhausting because of the fact that there are times when she's here and stuff like that where I'll be awake for, like, the 3, 4 days or whatever, and I'll, like, crash out in the morning, and it's exhausting because, like, after so long, like, I can't like, stay awake. So my aunt gets pissed off at me and stuff like that because, like, she'll come home and I'll be sleeping on the couch with Sage, like, watching TV. And the thing is I try so hard to stay awake until, like, 4 in the afternoon to when she does get home. Because, like I said, I usually crash out in the morning. But I'll literally make myself stay awake until, like, 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, until she gets home. And then I'll crash out on the couch. And she gets pissed off at me. And I mean, that's understandable because I'm a mom. I'm supposed to be watching my kid. Like, that's my kid. Of course, I have to take the responsibility for it. But she doesn't understand that it's exhausting. Not, like, she's not exhausting. I love my kid. But just the schizophrenia is exhausting. And then she always tells me, like, oh, well, you sleep a lot anyway. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because there are, like, points in times. Like, sometimes, like, I'll go, like 4 months with no sleeping. But then, like, the next, like, 6 months, it'll be, like, just sleeping. Because I can't, like, my body will be so exhausted from constantly staying awake all the time that it just crashes every single day. So then I end up, like, sleeping every day. I'll, like, stay up, like, I think, like, recently it's kind of getting to one of those times because I'll stay awake until, like, 9 in the morning, sometimes, like, around, like, 11 in the afternoon. I won't sleep until, like, at all. I'll stay up until, like, 11 o'clock in the or 11 o'clock or whatever, like, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then I'll finally crash out in my room. And when I do fall asleep, I'll end up sleeping until, like, 3 o'clock or, like, 4 o'clock when my aunt comes home. And I have to, like, kind of disguise it like I wasn't sleeping because I know she'll be pissed off. But then there are points in times, like I said, like, I'll just stay up for hella long. Um, Low-key hungry right now. um, yeah, so, like, just having schizophrenia isn't easy. Because, because of that, but then there's also the factor of eating. Um, it sounds stupid, but I'm not a germaphobe or anything. Like, I'm really not. But there are points in time where, like, I'll get paranoid about the food I'm eating, and I just physically cannot eat it. So, but then there'll be, like, I remember there was this one time, and this is when I was, like, I think 17 years old. Because Sage, my daughter, was just a baby. She was barely even a newborn. Um, but I was literally overeating because of the fact that I was super, like, paranoid that, like, because I didn't like leaving, like, my drinks unattended and shit like that. So, like, I always drink, like, well, at that point in time, I only drink soda. I had this weird thing that, like, um, there was, like, poison in the water. And not just poison, but, like, bugs and shit. And I'm not a germaphobe or anything, but I just, like, had this really big fear that there was bugs. And, like, and I'm not talking about, like, bugs like ants and shit like that. I'm talking about little microscopic fucking bugs that would go in my body and fucking, like, do shit to my brain or fucking, like, fuck up my body somehow or, like, injure me and kill me. So I didn't like water for a really long time, and I, like, convinced myself it was the taste of water that I didn't like, but in all reality I was just really paranoid about something being in the water. So I mainly drink, like, sodas and juice and shit like that, but I'm kind of getting a little bit better. Well, not, like, better, but, like, I'm getting more of a grip on myself. And I'm not on my medications or anything. I'm actually supposed to go pick up medications. I'll tell you about that right now. I have a fun story to tell you guys. Yeah, but I drink water, Gatorades, Powerades, tea. Yeah, but I haven't really drank that much soda. Like, dead serious, guys. I have a cherry 7-Up in the corner right now, and I only took like 2 sips from it, and it's been like a month since I've had that soda, and I still haven't finished it. It's basically like a full freaking soda. If I gave it to someone, they wouldn't even know that I drank from it, besides it being opened. But, I have a story to tell you guys about my doctor's appointment that I went to. So I went to the doctor, and luckily, I'm dead ass serious. Luckily, my sister was there to save my ass. Well, technically, she wasn't there, so that's what saved my ass. But she was supposed to come and watch Sage while I went to my doctor. But she never came, so I obviously had to take Sage with me. I go to the doctor. I tell my doctor straight up, I'm like, dude, like, I'm feeling suicidal, and you are my last resort to get my medications because I cannot go to EPS because I have my daughter here with me, and she was staying here with me and my aunt. And my aunt has work, so I cannot go to EPS. You need to understand this. This is my last resort. I understand the fact that you have to let someone know that I'm feeling suicidal or whatever, and I'm supposed to go to EPS instead of going to the doctor, but I literally cannot because I have my daughter. You need to understand this. And her ass, I know, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, well, she was obligated to do this because she could get in legal trouble or whatever. But let me tell you, it was just a fucking waste of time. Because I told her that I couldn't go and all that crap. She's like, okay, let me call a counselor to come talk to you. I'm like, alright, cool, I can deal with that. Like, a fucking counselor, I don't care. And she leaves me in the room for like freaking 2 hours with my daughter. And it's a small room, dude. Like, it's smaller than my room. It was tiny. And if any of you guys have 3-year-old kids, you know, or even kids in general, you know that it's not illegal to say this, but they could be little assholes and be destructive and get into everything. You constantly, and then if you even like hover over your kids and don't let them do what they do, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're overprotective and all this crap." But then if you don't watch your kid and they destroy your shit, then you're an asshole parent that doesn't care. But it was exhausting to be in that room with Sage, especially because she kept telling me she was hungry, she wanted mac and cheese, she had to pee. So like, I was about to leave when all of a sudden, freaking 2 motherfucking cops come into the room. And I'm like, this bitch, I'm already like wanting to yell. I automatically got so freaking pissed to the point where I wanted to go fight the fucking doctor. But I couldn't, so I was on my best behavior. I was trying so hard not to yell. I was low key being rude to the cops, and I didn't mean to. And I told them myself, I was like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just pissed because I literally told this freaking doctor she is my last resort. I cannot go to fucking EPS. And I know I'm cussing a lot, guys, but I'm like, this shit had me heated. So the cops were like, oh, so what's going on? And I was like, I'll tell you what the fuck is going on. I fucking told her this and this, and I explained the whole situation. And then they were like, oh, well, we can still take you to EPS, but they might not, like, keep you because you have your daughter, but they could give you your meds. And I was like, that's not how fucking EPS works. I've called them when she was an infant just to literally ask them that question, and they said they will not take you in if you have your kid with you. So, I'm a shit out of luck, dude, like, dead serious. So the doctor, or not the doctor, the cops were like, no, we could take you to Valley Med. It's right next to EPS, because EPS is a part of Valley Med. Because Valley Med Mental Hospital, or Valley Med Hospital, literally goes into EPS Mental Hospital. If you guys don't know what EPS is, it's an emergency psychiatric, um, um, like, hospital. So basically, it's, you go there for 3 days, and then they decide if they're going to let you out to go home, or if they're going to send you to another mental hospital, an actual mental hospital. And then that mental hospital could keep you up to like 2 weeks to a month. If they want to keep you longer, they take you to court for it and all that crap. But, yeah, so, he's like, we could take you to the hospital. And I was like, I'm sorry if you guys can hear me crunching. I'm eating these jalapeno, pretzels. I almost call them peanuts. I fucking hate peanuts. But these are bomb as shit, dude. I love these. But, he's like, we could take you there, and maybe they could write you up some meds. And I was like, it's a fucking hospital, dude. It is a hospital for physical injuries. They are not gonna write me a prescription. And the other cop agreed with me, and he was like, yeah, dude, like, I don't think they're gonna do it. So, what ended up happening, I talked to the cops for like 5 minutes, and I'm telling the dude, I'm pissed. I really am. I just want to get my meds and go the fuck home. My kid is fucking hungry. She's gonna pee her pants. Like, I just want to leave. And, sorry, I was looking at the burns on my arm. I know this is gross, guys, I'm sorry. What was it? Yeah, I was explaining that crap to them or whatever. And then the cop ends up explaining to me that because of the fact that I told her I was suicidal, she canceled my fucking meds. And she won't give them to me until I fucking go to EPS and get my meds there and see a fucking psychiatrist through them. And I was supposed to see a fucking counselor through her on the 25th, but some major bullshit went down, and I actually had to go to EPS on the 25th. They only kept me for a day, and they let me out like the next day. They usually keep you there for 3 days, but they literally just let me out the next day, and then I came home, and I was supposed to go get my meds from them. It's already the 30th, so I might have to go walk today to go get my meds, or see if someone could give me a ride or some shit. Because I think they're giving me my Seroquel and my gabapentin, as far as I know. But I didn't check the paper. But, yeah, dude, that shit was so fucking exhausting. It was so stressful. And it, like, pissed me off, too, because, like, the cop even acknowledged that that going to the doctor was my fucking last resort. And basically what she was doing was trying to force me to fucking go to EPS when she knew for a fact I couldn't go. And when I did go on the 25th, my aunt was so fucking pissed. She sent me a text message because I let her know I was going. And all she sent was, okay. Or why. And then I explained why, and then she was like, okay. And I don't think she thought I was going to be gone for the 3 days. I think she just thought that I was going to go to the mental hospital and go talk to someone and then come right back home. Because when I had gotten out, I had turned my phone back on and I had gotten a text message from her. And it said, where are you? And I was like, fuck, dude. She's pissed at me because she had to stay home and work from home because Sage was here. So, like any responsible adult, I procrastinated with the inevitable. You guys know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. And I had my Nana pick me up, and I kicked it with her until like 9:30 at night. Because my aunt usually goes to bed at like 10 or 11. So I basically like stayed out so that I wouldn't get yelled at. And it worked. I mean, I came home or whatever, and I just went in my room. I didn't say nothing to her. She didn't say nothing to me. She basically just left it as it was, so it wasn't like it was, um, uh, whatever. But she didn't yell at me or anything, but I think it was just because I literally hid from her until I came home. But yeah, that was how that shit was. It was fucking exhausting. I'm like low-key pissed with this doctor, so like I don't even know if I want to go back. But I know I have to because I have to get my health in check. So this is gonna be fucked. But yeah, that's just a fun little update on that for you guys. Let's see. On the topic of food, I cannot tell you guys how many times food has been ruined for me because of being schizophrenic. And I'm not talking about like, oh my god, like, I just don't want to eat because I'm seeing shit. No, I'm talking about like, there was one time for like a really long time that, I used to eat like ham and cheese, but, well, it was when I wasn't a vegetarian. And I used to, put, I would just like put cheese or whatever in on like a ham slice, the pre-sliced like sandwich meat. I used to roll it up and then I would put it in, well, majority of the time if I was like hungry and I just needed a quick snack before I left somewhere, I'd put it in the microwave and just heat it up for 30 seconds. But if I had time or whatever, I would just put it in the oven for a couple minutes until the cheese melted. And there was one time where I was making them in the oven, and I opened the oven to go take them out, and I flipped, dude. I seen these fucking like sorry, I know I'm low key distracted right now. I'm messaging someone, so yeah, I'm low key distracted right now. But anyway, I seen like, I wouldn't say like hands, but I wouldn't say technically claws, but they started coming out of the side of the oven and grabbed the freaking walls of the freaking oven and was like pulling itself out. And I started flipping the fuck out, dude. And as soon as it like started, like the claws went like that, freaking next, or hands or whatever, next thing you know, these fucking little bugs are crawling around on the fucking ham and cheese things, roll-ups. So I started flipping the fuck out, dude. I was like, fuck this shit. I fell on the floor and I like started crawling away. And I know it sounds like a stupid horror movie, but it's what happened. I just said, fuck that shit. I dropped to the floor because it caught me off guard. So, like, after all that crap, I started, like, freaking out or whatever. I'm scooting away to, like, the far side of the kitchen, and I go into the living room, and I, like, go outside, and I'm, like, breathing hard for, like, a couple minutes, and then I'm, like, I finally calmed down, and I'm, like, dude, I'm just fucking hallucinating like I'm cool. Like, I don't have to trip over this shit. Like, you're fine. You are fine. You have nothing to worry about. It's not real. So I'm like pep talking myself. And then I finally go inside and I grab the freaking things or whatever and I put them on the counter. And I could not eat it for the life of me. Because I could just like envision the bugs and shit crawling on it. So for a really long time after that, I was too paranoid to eat it. I couldn't do it. Um, but what did work was, uh, I, I don't know if this really, like, counts as changing it in a way, like changing the situation, or like tricking your mind, but I started making it with turkey slices and cheese. And for a really long time, I avoided the oven. And I would just make it in the microwave. Either that or like on the stovetop. And it did pretty decent. There was a couple times where I couldn't eat it, but after a while, like, it started to get easier to eat it. So it was progress in a way. But there's been like a couple other times too where I tried making food and shit like that, and I would just hallucinate so bad to the point where like it would freak me out and I couldn't eat. Like what was another one? Hash browns. I started hallucinating that the cracks in the hash browns were like moving apart, and as it was moving apart, like this a slime, I guess, was covering it and like just going through the cracks. And I couldn't eat the hash brown. I was like, no, fuck this shit. And I love hash browns. It was a hash brown from McDonald's. I love hash browns. So I ended up saying fuck it, and I saved it for later. But like just at that time, I couldn't eat it. And it happens a lot. But there are points in times where um, like I said that I'll overeat because I'll be paranoid that like just I have to eat or like I'll die. I mean, like, that sounds damn impossible because I mean, like, I'm pretty fucking fat. I'm not gonna fucking starve to death. But it just gets like that sometimes. Um Med-wise, I know I should be on them soon. It's really fucking like I feel like I'm running a fever. I don't know what the fuck my problem is. But well, sometimes when I get really stressed out too, my body starts like overheating. But yeah, just hallucinations and shit are really like something else because it does get exhausting and really tiring and shit like that. And then there's points and times where I know I'm like jumping like back and forth between topics, but I keep remembering shit. Um but like there'll be points and times where like I'll start hearing things so like much and it's so loud to the point where I'll get really bad migraines and I have to sleep it off. Like I can't. Like I just can't stay awake because like my head hurts so much and it's like making me physically tired, and I'll like crash out for a little bit. Um okay, I was checking my face. Um let's see, what else is there? I think I'm gonna upload a video for you guys talking about hygiene, because this is a really long video as it is. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette because it is 2:20 in the morning. What the fuck is today? Today's Monday. have to go with my Nana somewhere today. Fuck. See, this is the really shitty thing about not sleeping, is you lose track of the days, and you can't remember what the fuck, like, what day it is and shit like that. Like, there's points in times where I won't check, like, I'll check the time on my phone, and I'll see what day it is, but my brain won't register it. This is another problem with being schizophrenic. And my brain just won't register it, and I can't remember it. So, like, when I had went to the mental hospital, it was the 25th, and they asked me when was the last time I slept, and I was like, today's the 23rd. I was like, 2 days ago. And they were like, today's the 25th, and I was like, are you fucking shitting me? I was like, oh my god. So, like, it kind of, like, shocked me. But, yeah, see, like, that just literally happened right now. Ah, scratched my lip. I don't even have that long fingernails. But, that's another shitty thing, too. It gets on my nerves. And just to think about, dude, oh, shit. My bad. That was probably really fucking loud for you guys. I'm sorry. But, like I said, it's 2:22 right now. I'm supposed to be up at 8 in the morning. And that is fucked. Oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to be up early. I'm supposed to be up at like 6 or 7. Fuck. See, that's what's really shitty about this, because I can't fucking sleep, and I'm like wide awake right now. So I don't think I'm gonna get any sleep tonight. I honestly don't, because I have to go with my Nana to her doctor's appointments and shit like that, because I don't want her to go alone. And don't think of this as like I'm forcing myself or whatever. I love my Nana. She basically raised me. She's not like related to me, but in like my heart, she's related to me. Like, she's the one who raised me. She is basically like my mother figure, because my mom wasn't there for me. Like, my Nana is my mom. So, of course, I don't want her to go alone to her doctor's appointment. Especially because it's like a scary thing for her. Because, she had colon cancer, so now she has a stoma bag and stuff like that, and I help her out with that. And she's really embarrassed about it. So, none of you guys tell my Nana I told you this. But, like, I love my Nana. I always try and help her out when I can. Like, if she asks for my help, I'll go with her. When I'm able to. Because I don't want her to be uncomfortable or scared or anything like that. And she just needs that support. She supports me so much in my life. Like, she's always been there for me. So I have to be there for her. And it's not like I have to, but I want to. So, yeah, I have that to do. But I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. And then I'm gonna record a video on hygiene for you guys. And I might post it tonight. I'm pretty sure I'll post it tonight. So you guys might get 2 videos. But if not, I will post it, or well, today. Technically. I'm gonna do it today, actually. If I don't do it, like, within, like, the next, like, 3-4 hours, I will post it when I come back from the, appointments with my Nana. If I remember. I'm sorry, because I have a really shitty memory. Yeah, but I'll do that for you guys. But I'm actually gonna go smoke a cigarette. And, yeah. So, I know this is gross seeing me eat. But I'm actually really hungry. Because, I don't know, I'm just kind of hungry. I didn't eat earlier. I ate a bowl of cereal today, and that was it. But, thank you guys for checking out my channel. I mean, like, whether it's because you're schizophrenic too, or you're just interested in what schizophrenia is like, or just, like, seeing how other people's mental health is. Even if you're just nosy, like, I appreciate you guys checking out my videos. I really do. Because I know I'm new to all this shit, and I'm all over the place, and I don't edit my videos. So, um, I just appreciate you guys sticking through my videos and watching them, because I can't hold conversations with people very well, but I just appreciate the fact that, like, I can talk to a fucking computer screen, but you guys are willing to take the time to check it out, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I have all my information shit for you guys in the description box for all of my social medias like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. I barely got on Twitter or whatever, so like I tell you guys, but go ahead, tweet me some questions or some shit, or like what other videos I should make. And then, yeah, Snapchat. If you want to see my daily life, Snapchat is the best place to go. If you want to see some random funny shit, or like even animals and crap like that I repost, you could go add me on Facebook. And you could follow me on Instagram, but I barely post on there. I'll post on there like at least like once a month, if that. But there are points in times where I'll like post like 5 different photos in one day. Because I rarely do post on there. But yeah, I'll leave all that information for you guys in the description box. It is hot as fuck. I love you guys. Thank you for checking out my shit and dealing with me eat my fucking jalapeno pretzels and chewing all up in your guys' ears and fucking with my water bottle. But yeah, I'm gonna do that for you guys. Go ahead, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more stuff, click that little bell icon. It will give you guys notifications when I post another video. If you can't do that or whatever, some bullshit. Or even if you don't want to, then just go ahead and subscribe, and you'll see my videos eventually. Yeah, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys a lot, like dead serious, because it is really hard to fucking deal with this crap all the time. But, yeah, I guess I will see you guys later. Let's see if I can figure out. This is my first time with this live streaming thing, so I gotta figure out how to stop this, so.